Hello, friends. It's Katie here, welcoming you onto this Saturday Down to Earth with Katie chat. A down to earth chat where we talk about all things natural, getting outside, getting in creation, skincare, organic herbs and skincare, and looking after ourselves, and just a really lovely, wholesome, down to earth chat from a Christian perspective. So, welcome to Down to Earth with Katie. It's great to be with you this Saturday evening. It's very blustery outside. We've had a very, very cold, wet, windy day, and it's summertime here apparently, and it just makes you want to curl up with a hot chocolate by the fire. But I am with you, cozy by the fire as it were, and I've got some lovely things to share with you today. So the key takeaways that you can take from today's session, whether you are watching on the live stream on YouTube or Facebook or listening to the podcast, I really welcome you, and I really hope that you enjoy our chat today. So your takeaways today are counting our blessings and naming those things. I've got a song for you, and I've got a special headache remedy as well that is very, very easy to make. And I encourage you, if you get headaches, then try this. And I've also got a herb that might help you if you get headaches as well. So let's get into it with counting our blessings and talking about that. So a lot of people these days talk about gratitude and having a gratitude journal, something like that, which is lovely and really important to do, I think, because not only can we think of it sort of selfishly that it's going to make us feel better, I think there's loads of things about it. The main one for me, being a Christian, is I want to acknowledge the wonderful gifts that the Lord has given me, and I want to have a grateful and thankful and humble heart, and to come to Him and name those things and thank Him for those things. But it does help our good endorphins. It helps us to feel better, and if we journal them, if we write these things down, it helps us to remember those things, to go through the day, think of the happy moments, and perhaps remember tiny things that you might not remember at other times. And it can also be great for us if we're having a tough time, and we can look back at our journal and look back at all those wonderful blessings that we've been receiving, all those happy times. And yeah, so thinking about the small things in life, I'm wanting to get a little plaque, or I might even design one and put it in my Etsy shop. I probably will, about remembering the small things in life and being thankful for those. Often we're rushing around and we're bombarded with adverts for expensive, flashy things and holidays and a billion ways that you can improve your life all the time. And often we don't just look around at the things that are around us, the blessings that are right under our noses. For example, I've been learning a load about weeds, the weeds that are just growing outside our back door or in the park where we walk the dog and things like that. And we tread on them and just think, oh, we don't think much about them. But actually, it's been really good for me to start looking downwards at the things I'm treading on and just being curious and thinking, I wonder what that is. And I found that on my iPhone, you probably know this, but I didn't. I knew that there are plant apps in the App Store, and there's one that I know about particularly, but it was charging quite a lot of money per month. to use it, and I'm sure it's really, really good. Well, I know it's really good because I've used the trial, but I can't afford to pay something like that every month. And I didn't realize that there is actually an option on your iPhone to, if you take a picture of a plant and it's a reasonable enough picture, it might at the bottom of the screen show a little sort of some little stars, some little sparkles, and an eye, to show that there is some information about this plant. You can even do it for animals as well. I did it for my dog. It was a bit wrong, but it was on the right lines for my dog. But I've been using that and finding out what these herbs are, and then looking them up and seeing whether they have any medicinal properties or food nutritional properties, and it's amazing what they do. So just looking around, and when you go for a walk, and we went to the woodlands the other day and I did a live video, and I talked to people about just take time to stand and stare. That's a lovely poem. Look at the colours. I mean, this time of year, there's so many greens and quite a few browns as well, sort of sandy brown colours, and blues of the sky, and then greys, loads of different hues. And it's good just to notice these things, and then you can notice different shapes in the clouds and the trees and the grasses and things like that, and different textures. And you can sit there and listen. When I was at primary school, so that it was when I was about 13, our English teacher got us to do a simple task of sitting in your garden in the dark and just noticing sounds around you and smells and things like that. And that was such a simple thing to do, but it was really, I just really remember it. We had a big garden, about 3/4 of an acre, and it was all used for growing things. We had a bit of grass, but the rest of it was, we had a massive greenhouse and a couple of other greenhouses and sheds and things, and we had about 60 chickens maybe at the time, and we had about 20 ducks. And I was proud of these lovely animals, and I could hear them all making their little noises, and it was just so special. I've remembered it forever. And the other last year, I think it was in the summer, my husband went out and took the keys and didn't realise that I was locked out just for a really short time. And I was thinking, oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And thankfully it wasn't really cold or raining or anything. And so I just lay in our back garden on the grass and just listened. And that was really special as well. And it brought me back to that time. So I'd really encourage you to just spend moments just to be and notice and count those blessings. Maybe it's a lovely butterfly that flits past or lands on you, or you hear the sounds of the birds singing. It's so good to listen to the birds singing. It's so healthy for you. Or looking at some lovely flowers, or saying hi to somebody, or your dog does some funny little thing, or whatever it is, just counting the blessings. And you can do that also if you're feeling very unwell and you're stuck in bed. It's a lot harder then, I completely understand, but if we can just count our blessings, even if it's things in our memory, if it's things looking in our journal, remembering them, just count them. So I have a little song to sing to you, which I hope you'll forgive me for singing them. I might sing a little song on each week when we do our Down to Earth with Katie. I'll have a see what you think. If you're worried and you can't sleep, just count your blessings instead of sheep, and you'll fall asleep counting your blessings. If your bankroll is getting low, just think about when you had none at all, and you'll fall asleep counting your blessings. I think about a nursery and I picture curly heads, and one by one I count them as they slumber in their beds. If you're worried and you can't sleep, just count your blessings instead of sheep, and you'll fall asleep counting your blessings. I hope you enjoyed that. So, counting your blessings. Okay, so now a remedy that has really helped me with headache stroke migraines that I get a lot. And I had a long bout of them the other day as well for a few days. And I've made this really cooling cream because if you're somebody who has a headache that just is hot, it's oppressively hot, it's banging in your head, maybe your neck, maybe top of your shoulder blades, wherever, and it's just banging away and hot and it needs cooling. This cream really, really cools it. So if you're looking at the description, you will find a base cream. So you don't have to have a whole load of ingredients. Just buy an organic, preferably, base cream. So I don't mean a barrier cream. I mean just a simple cream, like a thick lotion, or you can call it an ointment, but it's not runny at all. It's best not to get a runny one because this mustn't go in your eyes or anything like that. So a base cream that's like a quite a thick sort of lotion, and you can put essential oils with it. Yeah, so if you look in the description, you'll see one. So it doesn't have any fragrance at all, but it's very, very natural and good for you. So it's not going to do any harm. And this cream, I've added 3 essential oils to mine, and I'm going to tell you 2 others that might work for you as well. So there are certain essential oils which are the essential ingredients of plants. Every plant has its own unique properties that protect it from whatever, that give off amazing smells to attract pollinators and things like that, to give off amazing colours and all these sort of things, but they make it unique. That's a bit of a lesson for us as well, isn't it? And we can extract those wonderful properties, and every plant is unique. So they're all going to have their own properties, their own individual signature. So the ones that I use, which are great for my type of headaches, is peppermint, first of all, which is amazing for cooling. Ah, so gorgeous. And you can just dab it lightly. You can fingertip, just like you're playing the piano. Just play the piano on your forehead. You can just do it on your pulse points. And really key is to just very gently circle it on your temples. And it really will cool. So peppermint is fantastic for cooling. It has menthol in it, naturally, and it relaxes the muscles as well, so that's really going to help. So another one that I use, which might surprise you, is eucalyptus. So you might know eucalyptus has that strong sort of medicinal mentholy type smell as well, really strong, and it's really great for clearing the sinuses and just feeling like inflammation is just getting through up into your head and just creating some space. That's what it feels like to me anyway, and it is really good for the sinuses. But make sure with essential oils that you get 100% pure essential oil, and preferably organic. So you'll see a link to the ones that I use and I recommend below. Really, really good. And the third one, which I personally adore for calming me, for getting rid of burns, well, not getting rid of burns, but yeah, it does actually calming the burn and starting to heal it, and for bites and for anti-insect, insect repellent is what I'm trying to say, is lavender. Lavender is well known for migraines, do you believe it? And it calms you as well. So I put a little bit of cream in the bottle of a glass, preferably a dark coloured glass pot, and I add like 3 drops of peppermint, 3 of eucalyptus, and about 4 of lavender, and mix it together with a wooden implement. So there's a spatula that I use, and just dab a little bit of that on. Oh, it's just gorgeous. Whether it's hot outside, whether you're feeling a bit stuffy in your sinuses, whether you just want to chill out and cool down and just relax in the evening, sitting on the sofa, this is such a lovely, lovely cream. Always speak to your physician if you're using new treatments, because they might not work for you. And yeah, I find it really relaxing, but just make sure that you don't put it anywhere near your eyes, because peppermint is very, very cooling, and it will irritate your eyes. So other oils you can use, chamomile is great for tension headaches. Chamomile is great for calming you. You might have had chamomile tea as well, so that's going to help your headaches. And rosemary is also a lovely one for stress and pain relief, and it is known for headaches. So I would recommend that you try and make a cooling cream. Use some sort of cream, and you can buy them that has no perfumes in them, no essential oils in them, and it's fairly thick, and you can add your essential oils to them. If you don't have a cream, then you can use an oil like sweet almond oil or argan oil or sunflower or olive oil or something like that. But personally, I find that a cream, if for some reason it just has that more cooling effect than an oil. I feel a lot of oils just have a bit of a warming effect to them. But whatever you can do to make you feel better, that smell is just going to help in itself as well. Or make a tea out of them. Now, the bonus content is that there is a herb. You might have heard me talk about it on my YouTube channel, Down to Earth with Katie. I've done a video about this, and it is a herb called feverfew, and it's so pretty, this herb is. And it was a blessing to me, because for a couple of years this plant was growing up willy-nilly in our back garden, and then it grew quite a lot outside our back door, and I thought, this is really pretty. It's a bit like a daisy with bright yellowy green leaves, and a plethora of little daisy flowers sprouting from the top. And it made me look at it, because it was saying, here we are. It was right outside the back door, and I struggle with chronic migraine, so I have a low-grade migraine stroke headache all the time, and it was there for me. Isn't that wonderful? Feverfew. And often the plants do that when you need them, it seems. And I think, in God's providence, that he puts those plants there for us. He puts those things that we need there for us. And so what you can do with feverfew is just take a leaf and eat it every day. And I am starting to think that it is helping me actually doing that. I mean, with herbs, they are not like an instant, oh yeah, I feel better. I've eaten a leaf. It takes a while. It does take a while. But I'm starting to think that it is helping me. So that's the little bonus piece of content I have for you. And thank you so much for coming and listening and staying to the end and joining in this down to earth conversation. I hope you enjoy it, and I really look forward to seeing you again or hearing from you again on the next one. If you have anything that you want me to focus on or talk about, just let me know on the YouTube channel comments, or in Facebook or Instagram on Down to Earth with Katie. I would love to connect with you there. So I will see you later. Take care, guys. Count those blessings. Bye.